Well, we're doing this at home in semi-isolation. As we shoot this, we're in the midst of a lockdown. The whole world has been affected by COVID-19, as has MAF. Our planes are still flying, although on a reduced basis. We are still doing medical emergency flights, and medical flights are the subject of today's chat. From the very, very beginning, MAF planes have responded to medical needs. One of Nate Saint's very first flights out of Shell as he got established was a medical emergency. I lived in Shell for 22 years, and a good part of our flights were medical, either preventative in helping people, taking doctors and medical teams out to jungle communities, or emergency flights where we responded to a call on the radio for help. One flight that I will never ever forget was a little two twins that had been burned badly that we flew out to the Shell hospital. Our little hospital could not help them. We had to transfer them up to the big city hospital. But the weather was bad. One of our aircraft mechanic guys quickly designed a little structure that lifted the bed sheets up off these little girls. And we had a TV and a VCR in the hangar. We put on some cartoons to kind of entertain them. Later in the day, the weather broke, and we were able to fly them up to care in the capital city, and they survived. A combination of communications with the radio, care of two hospitals, the airplane, the staff working together, and these two girls were able to be restored to health, whereas if they'd been left in the jungle, they would probably have died. MAF is committed around the world to help. We're in the midst of something that's way beyond us, and we trust that God will use us, continue to use us, and use us well to reflect who He is and show people that we love them by caring for them when they're hurting. As we're taping this, I realize that for many of you, your world has changed a lot. We talk about isolation. Well, MAF is all about helping people that live in very, very isolated areas. And our life has been inconvenience. It is different. We recognize that. But at the same time, that's the world that MAF has been ministering in for the past 75 years, helping people that wonder, if something happens to my child, what am I going to be able to do? Our crops have failed. What are we going to be able to do? And in many, many ways and times over the years, God has used MAF and used our aircraft to help people, whether it's an emergency flight for one person or flying in tons of rice to help people whose crops have failed. We're there, and we appreciate and we recognize what we're going through as a community, as a Christian community, as a church community, as a missions community. We want to recognize that we're in this together. And we thank you for the part that you play with MAF and allowing us to continue to minister around the world in isolated areas.